So, welcome to my first course on data science. So, good morning, everyone. I'm a motivational speaker, computer programmer, and also chess player. I like teaching as well as learning. Currently, having specialization in data science means pursuing it. Next, I am very much curious about data science. Then, I took knowledge from my sir, who is a data scientist. The data scientist. After my research in different courses related to data science, I have found some guidelines which are very distinct and clear. If you want to master in data science or become a data scientist, so follow these steps to become a data scientist. So this course is designed for anyone who is curious about data science, as it's a fastest growing field and it's trendy today and will also be a trending in tomorrow. A student in the field of data science. Okay. Next, data science experts to master their skills and become a data scientist. Next, anyone who is willing to learn can join. So here I go. It's a brief introduction about data science, its requirement and application in various fields. We learn this course. Next, we are going to learn that roadmap, that is how to be a data scientist, step by step procedure that I told you. Next comes the how to become data science experts and what are the skills required to be data scientist. Next comes the history of data science and what is data science actually. So everybody must focus on this, what is data science and various career options in this field. So thank you. Now this was the introduction to data science in the first video, and in the next video, upcoming videos, we are going deep into data science and completing this all the checkpoints. So see you in the next video. So in this video you will going to learn about data science and its history. So first comes, what is data science? So data science is actually a field. What is it? A field of what? It's a field of big data. Big data is which is a type of data which is actually a variety has large volume. What it's having a big data has large volume and variety, large volume, and it's hard to visualize. So it's all about big data. So it's a field of big data. Okay. And geared towards providing meaningful information. Towards providing meaningful information based on large amount of complex data. Complex data, which is a data which has large amount of noise. So in the different video we will see that what will be a noise. Okay, so data science or data driven sciences combines different fields of work. What it combines? Different field of work. So data science means D, suppose data driven sciences means DD. So it combines different fields of work is W. Okay. In statistics, what computation in order to interpret data for the purpose of decision making. So data is actually for decision making. Suppose we have got the scores of the matches, like it is 10 of some match, 20 of some match. So on the basis of that score, we will take out some average of this number, sometimes means the addition of these two, like 30, and then dividing it by 2, then simply we will get 15. So sometimes we need to find average of this number, or sometimes there will be probability questions like repeated 10 is repeated many times in a series. So we will need to find mod of the numbers to actually see. Suppose it's about ABCD data, A scores 10. So we need to find out how many times the A scored 10. So when we will find the mod of that number, so we will get 3 out of it. And when we will get 3, so we can tell that actually when we will get 3, we can tell that actually the A has scored 10 3 times. So sometimes we can predict data, and actually it's for decision making. So it's all about data science. Now history of data science. So history of data science, the term data science has been floating around the world for the better part of last 30 years. So it has been floating around the world for better part of last 30 years and was originally used as a substitute of computer science. Means in early 1960, means early 19th century, means 1960, it was like a substitute for computer science, but it's not actually computer science, but it's a part of it. It wasn't until 15 years later the term was used to define the survey of data processing methods, okay, and different applications. In 2001, data science was introduced as an independent discipline. So it was compulsory in, means it was not a compulsory, but it was introduced in the subjects. Next, the Harvard Business Review published an article also in 2012, calling the data scientist the sexiest job of 21st century. And till now the data scientist job is a very trendy job and it has much scope. So it will goes on, it continues to trend always, I think. Not I think, it's true. So this was the history of data science, and in next video we are going to see about the applications of it. So in this video we are going to see about the roadmap to data science. Actually, to master data science, it's a roadmap, means the procedure, step-by-step procedure and guide. So first of all, you need to master a programming language. Okay, which programming language you should master? Like Python. Okay, then you can master Ruby, R, or you can master SQL. So you can master any of these programming language, but I will recommend you to master Python. But master in the sense you need to know everything, each and aspect of the Python. You should know coding of it, and everything you should know to code properly. Then next you should learn data visualization. This is actually a big course of data visualization. Visualizing data is the major role or a major aspect. So it will take you around 2 to 3 weeks. After completing a programming language, this will take you around 2 weeks if you are good in that, or it can take up to 3 weeks also. Then you need to learn data analysis. Data analysis and data visualization are two different things. Visualizing data means the quantifying data, and analyzing data means to quantify data. Sorry, visualize means qualify data, and data is analyzed on the basis of quantifying. Quantify means analyze means suppose there is a graph, basis on that we are analyzing which team is going to win. Suppose this is team A. So of course the team A scored much points. This is a point scored, and this is the balls. So in number of balls, the point score over this. So A has scored the maximum points. So A won. So this is the on the basis of data analysis we predict. What we do? Predict. Okay. So prediction is done on the basis of data analysis, and sometimes we need to visualize data also. Visualize means to just what we are making this graph. So when we are making a graph, so this is a bar graph. So when we are making graph, so we are visualizing the data with the help of graph. Means actually if there are numbers, So 2020. So our mind doesn't get an idea. But when we just plot graphs or different types of graphs like bar graph, pie charts and different histograms, so we are able to visualize the data. So first step is visualization data and then to analyze data, and actually these two are done to what? Predict data. Predict. Or for prediction. Okay. Next come learn databases. What are database? Database actually are the organized collection. What is it? Organized collection. Sorry, my writing is not that good, but it's a organized collection of interrelated data and used to access data. This is organized collection of interrelated data and used to access data. So it's a database. Okay, and databases are of many types like SQL, MySQL, sometime Excel, and many more. Okay. Next comes the scraping of data. Data is scraped into two parts. This is static scraping, and then comes the dynamic scraping. These two are very different. This will also take you about 2 weeks, and learning this together will take you 2 weeks. So approx you will need to learn data science will take you about 2 to 2.5 months, and at last you should make your final project, which will include all of these topics. So thank you friend, this was a roadmap to data science, master data science. So in the next video or upcoming video, we will see different aspects related to how to become a data scientist. Sorry, but in earlier language I told you that SQL is a language, so SQL is not a language. Actually you need to master any one of these programming language I brought to you, like Python I told earlier, JavaScript next is, not Ruby, it's JavaScript, then MATLAB. So what is Python? Python is the fastest growing language with most of the advanced features required for the data manipulation, extraction, data processing, and also user friendly and easy to use. So it's the most advanced language. So I will recommend you to do use Python only, but JavaScript is also best if you want to use it. It has big user database and is also friendly to use. Next comes the MATLAB. MATLAB is basically used for image processing. So mathematical computation and data visualization can be seen in the MATLAB easily. So major I will recommend you to do Python, JavaScript or R, but depends on you which language you prefer. You can also take SAS, it's basically a commercial version of R, So you should know what is R. R is particularly advantageous for visualization, breaking down the statistical variable without need of much coding skills. So it's like a doesn't need much coding. It's there are drag and drop types of variables. You can drag and types of things. You can simply visualize using it and break down the statistical variable without need of much coding skills. So this was all about language. Next comes the difference between noisy data and real data. Means noise, so it's not a noisy data. You can also call it noisy data, but simply you can call it noise or real data. So what is a noise? So everything we see around us. So if we are thinking about noise, so we feel like something which is spread out or scattered. We are simply it's that only. So anything scattered around us or scattered, but in this sense scattering here means the randomness. Means what will be the scattering in the data? So scattering in data will be randomness in data. Okay, it often look like a big mass. Big mass means when this type of data is given to you and you have to tell or predict something, so it seems to be very tough for you because all the data is same and they are scattered around. So which is the correct one to choose off from this box? So it's a big difficult task due to it increases the complexity. Can be quite useless. Yeah, it's true, it's a useless type of thing, but we need to make this useless thing also into a systematic arrangements if we can. So here the difference. So in real data is arranged in a particular order or sequence. So here the sequence matters a lot. Like we have seen sometimes array, there was a sequence and the data is stored in sequence in array. Okay, then there is linked list, there is also sequence. Similarly there is a sequence in the data. Okay, means one after the other, so it's easy to predict which one will come next. Next, to make sense of your data, you need to use data analytic tools. Yeah, to make data sensible, you need to make use data analytics tools here in the noise, because it seems to be senseless. And real data always useful in prediction. Yeah, real data is always useful in prediction. If you want to predict something, just simply take the real data. Suppose you want to predict which train will arrive at this time, so you can predict that at 10 am this train was arrived, this was arrived, at 1 pm this was arrived, and after then 2 pm this was arrived. So this should be arrived at this time because there is a sequential process. So the best tool for data analysis in the Python is Pandas. Pandas is inbuilt library, and you can download Anaconda packages to unwrap that, and essentials. Items you should get familiar with their definitions because so nice are on the next page. Here no tools are required. Here tools are required, no tools are required. So this was all about what is the basic difference between noise and data. You can also note it down if you want. Okay. So let's come to next lecture. So before you want to make expert in data science, to know why data science is important. So data science is for healthcare, data science is in genetics and genomics. So the research genetics and genomics enables advanced level of treatment personalization. Data science techniques allows integration of different kinds of data with genomic data in the disease research, which provides a deeper understanding of genetic issues in the reactions of a particular drugs and diseases. So in the research work for a deeper understanding of genetic issues, so it's important. Popular techniques and framework, yeah, obviously. Map reduces reading genetic sequences mapping and shortens the time for efficient data processing. So to reduce the time, it's important, and prediction is a major step towards it. In manufacture of drugs also data science is used. The drug discovery is the process is highly complicated and involves major disciplines. The greatest ideas are often bounded by billions of testing, huge financial and time expenditures. So it takes 10 years to get drug officially submitted. The data science and machine learning algorithms simplify and shorten this process. So earlier it was taking 12 years. So now the process has been shortened, adding a perspective to each step from the initial screening of drugs, compounds to prediction of success rate based biological factors and to forecast simulation instead of lab experiment. So next, in the virtual assistance of patients and customer support. So virtual assistance for patient, optimizing of clinical process builds upon the concept of many cases. Using a mobile application can give more effective solution by bringing the doctor to patient instead. The AI powered mobile apps can provide basic healthcare support, usually as chatbots. You can simply describe your symptoms or ask question. It's too easy now. Then receive the key information about your medical condition derived from the wide network. Linking symptoms to cause. Apps can remind you to take your medicines on time. So this is also a good thing. So everything is digitalized and there is a data, so there will be a science. So it's a data science process and encouraging the patients to make healthy decisions. So the machine learning algorithms use natural language processing and generation to provide correct information, create a complex map of user condition and personalized experience. The most popular application nowadays are Your.md, Babylon Health, ADA and so on, and managing customers' data. So you can read this. The whole medical history of a person will be stored in one system. Techniques like support vector machines, optical characters recognition are great helpers in digitalization. Next comes the introduction of the electronic cards for each patient, which would be available to every doctor who deals with the different cases. Now, so there are some skills you need to know to master data science. You must know about graphs and how to analyze the graphs. Now you will go through a cheat sheet which will help you to get proper knowledge about various graphs. Type line graphs, used for showing patterns, trends, changes over time. It's simply like this. It's a line graph. Next comes the scatter plot, used for the looking used for corrections and relationships. Next comes the pie chart. Pie chart is in this form, where the data is arranged in a circle like structure and represented by some percentage like 1%, then here suppose 20%. I take the data randomly, so it's not according to that. So anything can be represented in this. It's like a pie chart. Next comes a bar graph. So when there are spaces between the bars, it's called a bar graph and is actually used for comparing differences changed over time. Like this we analyzed it, touching to this, suppose that is 10, add 0, and this is 20, and suppose we want to find the number of persons. These are the number of persons graph. Number of persons in the range 10 we can find simply using this. So these are the number of persons in the range of 10 shaded area. Okay, and histogram is used for showing frequency of the data of overall distribution of data. So frequency of overall distribution of data. So this was the bar graph. So histogram is like this, where the bars only, but the bars are stick together to one another. Oh sorry, this is in the shape of rectangle, but it's not exactly like that. So you can see this. Oh, this is like a histogram. Not coming like that. Okay, then box and Bezier plot comes. They are used for showing data distribution, quartiles, averages, maximum and minimum values. Next comes, you must know like what are the pandas terms. So basically data frame. A data frame is a pandas default format for storing data. It looks like very similar to standard table. So data frame जो होती है, this data like, so what is a data frame? It looks similar to the standard table. Okay, with columns and rows, but much more powerful. Okay, standard table, columns and rows, but much more powerful. Just visualize this. Okay, next comes indexing, correctly referencing values in the data frame. Suppose I want to, this is a location O and I want to insert a value. So I am correctly inserting value at location O. Suppose I inserted 10. So this is known as indexing. Next comes the filtering, being able to filter your data to do analysis. Filtering data means like I can tell you the way. Like there is a data, so population of India is compared to population of US. Okay, and we get some data. Or this is like in billions. We take any random number like, which is, I know actually it's 2 billion, or 2.5 billions, but I have take an example of 10 was earlier. Suppose they were same, suppose, then here comes the 15 and here comes the 18. So we are asked to filter the data, means we want to show only the population growth of US. So we'll get total of it will be 10 plus 15, 25, and 25 plus actually like yeah, adding this, but so it will be approx 43. So population is in approx, not exact. Okay, so this is after filtration we can get the result. So missing data, if in this suppose 15 is missing, means we are given some lack of information, data is incomplete or missing, we need to replace, discard or fill the missing data, and need to suppose find this data. So how you can find it? So if we are given this 43, that is total is 43, so 10 plus 18 we can just get it 28, and when subtract from 43 we can get 15. So like this we can find missing data. Then applying functions, pandas let you apply function to all values in a column, which make your analysis much faster. Next comes the uniqueness occurrence. What is uniqueness occurrence? One of the first thing you will often do is look at what values are included in each column and how often they are occur. That way you will what values are occurring in the which column and how they occur. That's way in much filtering you can do on a piece of information. We are just simply filtering. After that, uniqueness. So data comes from many sources. Concatenation, data comes from many sources, so it's important to be able to expand your own tables and include extra columns or join several data sources. So yeah, it's important to extend your table or add extra columns to it, because data comes from many sources. Suppose data is coming from here, data is coming from here, means every population, so population of US, population of China, population of India, so data is of many types, so most of data you can increase it. So it's called concatenation in easy words. Now we should learn to work with basic database. Okay, I've already told that what is database. So database is a organized interrelated data to access data. Okay, organized set of interrelated data or collection of interrelated data to access data or manage data. Database, you need to know how to store data in database. When suppose we can take example of Excel sheet or spreadsheet example like that, how to store it. Learning how to store data in consistent, efficient and structured manner is a crucial for professional data science career. Yeah, you should in an efficient manner you should store data consistent and structured manner. To make it easy to use, processing data in the database will save you a lot of computation time and memory. Yeah, it should be less in time and memory complexity, because it's a efficient resources we should save it. Extracting only the data you need to speed up analysis is much more cost efficient. Okay, so this was all that. Next comes learn to how to gather data from anywhere. Okay, should be gathered, should know it. So what is web scraping? So simply web scraping is the extraction of data from the website. So if we are extracting data from suppose a particular website, we can say facebook.com, and we are extracting some profile details from it, so it's known as web scraping. Next come internet is your oyster. When it comes to web scraping, literally every website that you find online is offering up its data to you. Scrap. What can you scrap? IMDb movie rankings, search engine results for SEO, search engine optimization, events, email addresses, social media trends, Netflix movie titles, government statistics, stock market data, job listing, data profiles, apartments, listing, Reddit posts, luxuries, vacancy deals, and possibilities are endless. I am just here to teach you simple steps. You are the one that going to crazy creative and gather all the data you can with it. This is what I want to look like after you learn web scraping. So end of the slides, but before end I will tell you the secret in the next video. But what are the skills need to be data scientist? So data scientist. Okay, what are the skills needed to be data scientist? Here are some important attributes and skills according to IT leaders, not according to me, not according to anyone, it's according to IT leaders. Critical thinking, coding, maths, machine learning, deep learning, AI, communication, data architecture, risk. This seems to be too boring. So what actually needed, I will tell you in this video. This is final video, watch it carefully. So first, a language. Next comes this, I have told already to you, types of graphs, difference between noise and real data, must know Panda terms, learn to work with basic databases, learn to gather data from anywhere. So these are some skills needed to be data scientist. And you also need this kinds of techniques like data visualization, data analysis, database I already told you, scraping of data already told you, final projects you need to just do it. So you can become data scientist easily following this roadmap. So thank you everyone, thank you for your support. Please like, share and subscribe, and stay connected to me for such new and brutally updated videos. Thank you. Miss fresh videos.